Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Bonnie and this is Happy Space Creates. If you are new here, hello and welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, thanks so much for joining me again today. So I am here to talk to you about the So Yellow for Endo 2024 campaign. This video is part of a sewing bloggers tour, so I will pop some information up about all the other vloggers that are taking part on this tour, so do go and check out some of those other videos as well. So if you are unsure about the So Yellow for Endo project and you want to find out more, do stay tuned. Welcome back. So like I said, this video is all about the So Yellow for Endo 2024 challenge that runs over on Instagram. It is run by the lovely Jess from So What If I Sew, and she has been running this campaign for the last 4 years. And basically the challenge is to sew something yellow throughout the month of March. Now, March is actually the endometriosis awareness month, so there is loads of campaigning going on around the condition in general, but Jess has taken it upon herself to create a wonderful challenge that all sewists can get involved in. And basically the idea of the challenge is that you sew something yellow throughout the month of March. Now, if yellow is not particularly your colour, it can be a shade of yellow. Jess isn't particularly fussy. It can be gold, mustard, it can be baby yellow, pastel yellow, whatever you would call that, lemon yellow, bright yellow, whatever you feel. It doesn't even need to be a completely yellow fabric. It can just have hints of yellow in it. So if you've got a navy fabric with some yellow flowers, that would also work as well. The whole idea of the challenge is to raise awareness for endometriosis. So what is endometriosis? It is a condition that affects 1 in 10 women, and it can cause debilitating pain during women's monthly cycles and some other times during the month as well. If you want to head over to Jess's channel, she talks clearly in detail about how she suffers with endometriosis and about the struggles that she has faced from time since she got diagnosed up until now, the surgeries that she's had to improve her condition. She's got some fantastic lives over on Instagram as well that you can rewatch, talking to other endometriosis sufferers, and it's been really eye-opening to learn so much about the condition, especially that 1 in 10 women suffer with it, and it can take up to 7 years to get a diagnosis, which sounds awful that people are suffering for so long not knowing what the answers are, and she has done a fantastic job raising awareness for this condition. So that is why she created the challenge, and over the last 4 years she's raised over £5,000 for endometriosis, which is phenomenal, and it is a great opportunity for all the sewing community to get together and get involved and make a difference, which is so lovely. Jess has worked really hard to build this campaign into what it is. There have been some amazing sponsors as well, so I will post the pictures of all the sponsors up as well, and there is loads of prizes to be won. So taking part in the So Yellow for Endo, you can win some amazing prizes, and all you need to do is sew something yellow. Now, unfortunately, the reveal day has already taken place, so you're a bit too late to take part this year, but no doubt she'll be running the campaign next year, and it costs just a minimum donation of £1 to the Just Giving page that Jess has on the link in her bio in Instagram. If you have missed the opportunity to take part this year, you can still donate to an amazing cause, which I think is still worthwhile. Just £1 can make such a huge difference, collectively building this little pot to raise money, which is so fantastic. So I'm going to be telling you today about what I made for my So Yellow for Endo entry, and I went on to make the Helens Closet Gilbert top. Now, I think you might have heard me speak about this in the last video. I did like a little teaser, but I'm going to post some pictures of me wearing it here. I'm not wearing it today because I'm just wearing a super comfy sweatshirt. It is a chill day for me today. I've got a bit of a scarecrow vibe going on, and I think I've also spilt half my lunch down this as well, so excuse me if I just basically look like a slob, but you know, chill vibes. So yeah, I'm going to be showing you my So Yellow for Endo entry. This is the Helens Closet Gilbert top. This was a pattern that I wanted for a really long time, and as I've been evaluating my sewing patterns and my sewing level, I realised that I was quite often making just occasion clothes, and I needed to add more staple everyday items into my wardrobe, and I felt like the Helens Closet pattern was like a really good addition because it's a casual wear top. Of course, you could make it in a fancier fabric if that's what you wanted to do, but I have decided to use this top as a more everyday casual wear. Now you can see that this is a stunning yellow fabric, but it isn't yellow. The base is actually just a calico, like natural coloured linen, and then it's got this like stunning, like retro vibe kind of floral print on top. It's actually printed onto the fabric, which I found really interesting because I couldn't tell that from online. The fabric is from Abercan Fabrics and it was $9.99 a metre. Here is the catch. There was only 1 metre available. So when I was doing some research for yellow fabrics, I was trying to decide what I wanted to make. Yellow isn't particularly my colour. I don't think I would wear anything like fully yellow. I just think it would wash me out. But I knew that I could have like a touch of yellow, and particularly mustards and those golds work really well on my skin tone. So I thought this fabric was perfect. And when I found it online, I went straight to their page and noticed that they only had 1 metre available. So that really did limit my choice on what I could make. So hopefully, when it arrived, I did some very creative pattern cutting. I must have laid it out probably about 5 times trying to get the best layout possible. I did have to make some slight sacrifices. The pattern does come with a little patch pocket that comes on the front. I couldn't do that because I just didn't have enough fabric basically. And also it comes with 2 yokes because this pattern uses the burrito method, which means you have like all your seams inside quite hidden in that yoke area, but I didn't have enough fabric to cut the same. So I just used a contrasting yoke, which I will show you now. So as you can see, this is my item here, and inside you can see that the yoke is not the same, but I do feel like I chose a fabric that matched it quite well. Also, this is the inside, no one's going to see it. And I also did use my sewing retro label that I got from Sew Anonymous the other day. I felt like this label, not only was it yellow, but it kind of fitted the vibe of the shirt as well. Now, the reason why I wanted to go for this like pattern combination was I've recently been watching a TV show called The Serpent on Netflix. I don't think it's a new show, I think it's just new to me. But basically it's a show, it's kind of like a dark premise, it's a true crime kind of story, but it's set in the 70s, but in Thailand. But they're French. It's very confusing, but the timeline's a bit off. But basically, the costumes and the wardrobe that Jenna Coleman wears in this show is stunning. It's unreal. I wanted all of her clothes, and I really love the 70s fashion. I just think it's such a vibe. And I kind of loved this fabric and this like shirt tie-up combo because it was giving like California dreams, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, Chris, my husband, says that it looks like I've just made myself a Hawaiian shirt, which I'm not against. I quite like a Hawaiian shirt. But yeah, I really love the colour combination and the way it's come together. So I will just spend a little bit of time talking about the pattern details so that you get a better understanding. As I've already said, it does use the burrito method, so that does come with 2 yokes. So you do basically roll it all up and make like a little fabric burrito, and then it eventually hides all the inner seams. Now, classic me, as I said before, I always forget to put the labels in. So I did it all, was chuffed with how neat it was, and then had to unpick it and put the label in. Rookie error on my behalf. I always do it. I will never learn. They do need to put it in the pattern, as I've already said. And then the other adjustment that I had to make was basically the shirt sleeves are just like a couple of centimeters shorter than what they should be, just because I ran out of fabric and I just haven't done the hem as deeply as I should have done. I just did like a bit more of a narrow hem just to make up for it. It does have what's called a camp collar, and that's basically a collar without a collar stand, so it gives like a much more relaxed fit around the neck. I've never actually sewn a camp collar before, and it was not something that I avoided, but collars have like a bit of a bad rep. They can be a bit tricky, and I must say that this pattern came together without me even noticing that I was sewing the collar. It was so integrated into part of the construction that I didn't have time to panic about it, which was really, really lovely because I just suddenly had this beautiful collar. The pattern did also ask for interfacing on the collar as well, but because my fabric was already quite stiff, I decided not to go for the interfacing, which I definitely think was the right choice because it's like quite a loose, relaxed fit collar. I think it would have made it too stiff. The linen blend is already stiff enough and offers quite a lot of body, so I completely omitted the interfacing. If you were using like a viscose or a lighter weight fabric, definitely get some interfacing on there because I do think it does need a little bit of structure, but my fabric already provided me with all of that, which was good. It's got some lovely facings inside as well that gives you a beautiful like double-sided button placket, which I really liked. A lot of button plackets that I've sewn before is just like a turn it over again to get that button placket, but this was a lovely facing, so it makes the insides super neat. You can see that I've already worn this, so it's a bit crumpled, I'm ever so sorry. But what I will say is I have overlocked the inside in a darker thread. That is purely because I'm terrified of changing the threads on my overlocker. No one's going to see it, but I do wish that I did use something a bit more neutral, but I just have to work up the courage to changing the threads. But I'm not too bothered this time round. On the little tie front here, you have a very, very narrow hem that you take. Now, because it's on a curve, this can be quite challenging not to get like puckering. And I don't know where I saw it, but on an Instagram reel or something, just a little row of gathering stitches just to pull any excess fabric in really massively helped with the construction of this, and I feel like I was left with a really, really neat hem, which I was just really chuffed with, and it came together so quickly. You then basically follow that narrow hem all the way down to finish the shirt. Now, I made a size 14. I was umming and ahhing between the two sizes. Now on the Helens Closet pattern, you've got 2 cup sizes. So I fall into the B cup category, and I was toying between the size 14 and the size 12. I think I'm probably somewhere in the middle. I didn't want it to be too tight on the arms because I have got quite chunky arms, and that is probably where I find that patterns don't fit me well the most. Although I've got quite a narrow back, I always need to take space in on the back but need room for my old big biceps. And so I did go with the size 14, and that did mean that I had to make those sacrifices with the pocket and the slightly shorter sleeves. But in hindsight, I might make the 12 in the future. I'm kind of on the fence about it. The one thing I will say is I would love to add another inch to the length, because I wore this yesterday to the Stitch Festival and I had to keep tucking it into my jeans, and the jeans that I wore were my highest waisted jeans. So I would love to just extend the bodice just by an inch, which is really easily done, and it lays that out to you in the pattern really well. The pattern comes with 2 options as well, which has got a tie front, and then you've got like a regular sort of like just straight shirt pattern, and then different sleeve lengths. So you've got a short sleeve and a full length sleeve, which is really transitional. So you've got a nice summer cutesy pattern, and then you've got something more available for the winter months. But overall, it was a really easy pattern to make. I definitely will be making more of them. I think I want to really experiment with some colour blocking. That would be really cool, maybe like different shirt fronts or front and back. I just think it's like a really experimental pattern. I'm not sure how that would work on the collar, but if you had something that like matched really well together, I think it could complement. But yeah, it's a really, really versatile pattern. I'm super, super happy about it. And I posted it over on my Instagram yesterday. So if you would like to go and check out everything on my Instagram, do follow me at this handle down below. It's at happyspacecreates. You can see all the other things that I make as well. Feel free to reach out for me. I'm always there to chat. But yeah, that was my So Yellow for Endo make. Like I said, a huge congratulations to Jess for working so hard on this campaign. I literally don't know how she does it, because she's at uni at the moment, she's working, she's like Wonder Woman, she's doing so well. Do go over and check out the hashtag as well. It is So Yellow for Endo 24. You can get some great sewing inspiration of what everyone else has been making. It's just, I love it. I love a challenge. I love a sewing challenge. But yes, thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you would like to see more of my videos, do click the subscribe button down below and turn on that little bell notification. But that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'm going to see you really soon. Bye.